And we're back with a new episode of Italy In and Out. Today, Barbara and I have a special guest. We have Jessica from French Sunnyside. Hi, Jessica, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great, thank you.
So
What
today,
about you?
Yeah, all good. Thanks for asking, really, really good. So Jessica, just to start, it'd be great if you can introduce yourself, tell us where you live, what do you do, and just tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm Jessica, and I'm the founder of French Sunnyside. It's my business where I blend self-awareness, self-development, mindfulness through the language, so through French. And I started this activity about 3 years ago, where that was the moment there I moved from Belgium, where I'm from originally, to Vietnam, and now I'm in France.
Okay, exactly. So you mentioned Vietnam, so it was like 3 years ago, and I'm sure that it wasn't really like an easy and smooth experience. Would you mind to tell us something more about this?
To my move to Vietnam, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
What
actually, it was really smooth, actually.
Yeah, okay, excellent.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
It was, I know, and I think that's why I'm struggling now, because it's not as smooth now to be in France.
Okay.
It was okay. Of course, it requires, I think everything you want in life, you need to fight for a little bit, of course. So when I say it was smooth, well, it was smooth once we arrived in Vietnam. But of course, all the preparation to move, and because we were owners, we had our own apartments. I moved with my husband and our little girl. She was 4.5 at the time. She's 8 now. It's incredible to think of that.
Yeah.
So the process that was a bit painful was to find tenants for the apartment, for example, because we didn't want to sell right away. We wanted to rent it. And also the reaction of people when we told them that we would leave. I think we had encouragement maybe from one friend and from one family member, but the rest of them were saying, "You're completely crazy. You're gonna lose everything." All the negative talk that you can receive. But we had been dreaming of moving for like 7 years at the time, since the moment we met, and it was really a desire to, I think, really experience freedom outside of the box that society gives you to grow into. We wanted to just break that box and see, who can I become at the other side of the world, of the planet. So yeah, so the process was to sell everything we owned, give the stuff that we wouldn't sell, rent the apartment, pack 3 suitcases, and go.
Wow.
Yes,
I guess you did it.
we did it. I think it took about 6 months, I would say, to prepare everything. We also wanted to make sure, but for us it was really a very deep change of lifestyle, because I was already a teacher, but I was teaching in school and I was teaching English. My husband has always been a freelancer. He's a comic book artist. So for him, his personal, professional life was not going to change. But for me, it was from a desire of, okay, I don't want to teach in a school with a program anymore. I want to be my own woman. And I want to homeschool my kid. So that was changing completely from, the 9-to-5 job, bringing your kids to school and taking transportation, all this thing that, that everyone does, that I used to do, that was going to change. And I think it was, for me, such a big vision to say, this is possible. I can teach online, I can have my own business, I can homeschool my kid, and I can live wherever I want. People thought I was completely crazy, of course. And I just thought, no, I know it's possible. And I don't care, because I want to try. And I prefer dying, having tried and failed, than not having tried at all. So we did that. And we arrived in Ho Chi Minh City in July 2017 with exactly 3 suitcases and a teddy bear. because the teddy bear was important
Yeah.
for my daughter. And the only thing we had is that we had rented a hotel room for 2 weeks. And we thought, okay, 2 weeks is the time we have to have a lead for an apartment. And we found something in 4 days. And we just signed a paper, made a deposit of 1 month, moved in, everything was furnished, and that's it.
Wow.
Yes,
That sounds really smooth.
it was.
It's great to hear. There was, by any chance, any challenges or anything that you found difficult?
Well, of course, because, Vietnam is, well, the language, first of all, that was challenging. The fact that the laws are different, that I'm not supposed to say that, but there is corruption. So you never know that the law is the law, but you can all, it's very difficult for us, I think, Europeans, are to think that everything is actually possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mantra of Vietnam, is everything is possible. But then when you have to, bribe someone to get a new visa,
Wow.
it seems so scary, because you think, oh my God, like, really, I could go to prison if I do this in Belgium or in France, and they're like, yeah, okay. I'm not supposed to say that though. Maybe we should cut. Anyways, that was a stressful part. Maybe we should cut. The stressful part is was to get a new visa every 3 months, because we were on touristic visas and we're not working there. We were tourists, digital nomads, So we had every 3 months we had to leave the country, go back, and it's kind of stressful because you never know, is it going to work this time? Are they going to ask us questions? Like, it's been 5 times that you do this. Where do you live? So that was the stressful part. The language was a struggle. Although I learn languages, but I don't know why Vietnamese never stuck. And making friends. I think also for my daughter, being homeschooled in a foreign country as an expat, in a bubble of expats, that was really hard, because even if you do activities and you do go out and you do go to centers with kids and things like that, they're all people who stay for 3-6 months a year. And so they never really commit to a relationship. They never really, it's hard to make an effort when okay, it's for just 2 months. So do you really want to open your heart to get it broken somehow, I guess, with the distance? So she's been really lonely. Me too, but I have my students, they're my friends. It's not the same. Yes.
Yeah. So you're mentioning all these like struggles at the beginning, but also like during this expat life. But I know that you practice mindfulness and it's really helpful in your LinkedIn. So maybe could you explain to us like how it helped you to overcome this situation?
Yes, I think, everything, mindfulness is about being present, and everything that creates emotional turmoil is due to your thoughts. And the unhelpful thoughts are focused in the past, the regrets you have, and in the future, the anxieties you have. But when you bring your attention to the present, everything's fine. So I think it's really helpful, when we had to go to all the process, because we built our company in Hong Kong and we had to go there to deal with Chinese banks, and we didn't know if it was going to work, all these things, or the visas, like I told you. Oh, now the situation of coming back during COVID and settling in another place, it's even more than helpful. It's like the survival package. For me, it was the only way, is to be in the now. Because if I think, okay, what if in 1 month this happens? What if I don't get a visa? What if, and you think of all these possible worst case scenarios, then you live in anxiety and you cannot really be present with your energy and just be happy, because we don't have to wait for everything to be smooth to be happy. You can be happy in the tempest as well. So it's really about bringing back your attention. Like when you see that your mind wanders about these anxious things that might or might not happen or did happen, to just bring it back to now. And I do that, maybe a tip for the viewers. When it's too much in your head, you really have to go into your body. So it's really connecting to the now through your senses and see, well, focus on what you can hear and what you can feel on your skin and what you can see around you, what you can smell maybe, and what touches you. And sometimes I even have a little crystal to touch so that I'm centered in the now. And I think this just brings you here right now. Oh, I see a table. You're not thinking about about what could go wrong. And of course the breath is also something to focus on, that's always present with you. And you can just follow it and be observant without trying to change how you breathe. It's deep or it's shallow, doesn't matter. It's just, okay, I'm breathing, I'm fine. And I think gratitude is also part of it. Like when you think of everything that could go wrong or that has gone wrong, you think you're in a bad situation, and which I'm sure we all have. Then you can just take a few minutes and like, okay, so this is the negative part. Now let's focus on the positive. What's really good right now? Or what can I be grateful for? Well, I'm alive, I'm healthy, I have food, I have people ready to help me, I have friends, I have, love.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Thanks, Jessica. I feel relaxed now.
Yeah,
Like I had like a mindful session myself.
yeah, okay. So yeah, it's a really lovely exercise just to sit down, like focus or breathe and whatever, the smell and wow, it's really
Yes.
amazing. Like
And it
you,
takes just a couple of minutes, like
yeah,
you're in a moment, because sometimes I think it's the goal is to be mindful all day long every day, but we cannot, I don't think we
yeah,
cannot really do that, except if you're a Buddhist monk, and that's great. I cannot do that. But it's a good thing just to be reminded that this is always available to you. And when you think, oh my God, like I can't breathe because I'm panicking because of this, and okay, just a second, like your feet on the ground, can you feel the floor supporting you? That's already the first step. Like, and then you move on to the rest of your body. And yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
yeah. Wow, so relaxing, right? Yeah, yeah.
Jessica, what did you learn about yourself through mindfulness? Is there anything in particular that you discovered?
Everything. I discovered that I'm much stronger than what I thought. I discovered, when I say stronger, it's a question of resilience. That I think I'm capable of everything. I don't know if it's true, but that's maybe it's an illusion, but I feel I can get through anything, even if it's hard, and that I don't have to bottle up my emotions to be strong. Like, it's not the way. The way is to accept your vulnerability, feel what needs to be felt, because anger needs to be felt, fear needs to be felt, sadness as well, despair as well. They're all emotions, they're not bad emotions, they're just unpleasant. But everything's temporary. And the sooner you allow yourself to feel those unpleasant emotions, and the sooner you get out of it. And I think for me, that's been the most helpful thing. It's like, okay, I do have this darkness. We all have a darkness, but the sooner you accept your darkness, the sooner you can embrace your light as well and go back from one to the next. So people tell me I'm a positive person, and I tell them it's more about balance. It's like, I can be positive because I can be negative as well.
Wow, okay. This session is just amazing with you. Yeah, I think it's really good advice because I think that when we move abroad, we really feel like a really vulnerable and we struggle with many things and we think that we are not enough. many situations, and with just this kind of like a simple exercise, just sitting down, you can discover, wow, all your internal resources, and this is just wonderful. Yeah, so
Yeah,
thanks a lot for sharing this with
you're
us.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And also, it's really something I want to add, because sometimes people tell me, or clients tell me, yeah, you tell me this now, but then when I'm in the struggle, I'm in the turmoil, I don't think of it, and I think I cannot. And it's really a practice. It's like training your mind to remind yourself that you have this resource in you. And sometimes you forget, sometimes, that's why sometimes you need someone to remind you, like, just breathe, just stay, just go through it. But so yeah, it's a practice to remind yourself that you're capable of that, and so that it's more automatic with time.
Yeah, wow, thank you. Maybe is there anything else you would like to advise like future expats?
Embrace not having control.
Okay.
Because I think that's one of the situations, being an expat, especially when it's beginning. I think with time you learn the place, you learn the people, you learn the country, and it's smoother somehow. But when you just arrive somewhere, and I don't know, that's the feeling I have now arriving in France. It's like, maybe when it's your second time or your third time, it might, for me, it's more difficult to adapt, because I think the first time my mind was completely open, because I was moving to the other side of the planet. So I had very little prejudice, and I was just, with my eyes open and ready to take anything that I would receive. It's a different approach now, because it's France. So it's very close to my origin country. It's Europe. It's the country of my husband. So it's expat for me, because I've never lived here, but for him, it's his country. So there's a bit more of expectations. And there's also this comparison with what my experience in Vietnam was, and this not being as easy at all here. That makes me resistant. So I would advise expats not to be resistant, and to just allow things to be as they are. I think it's very important that we believe, this is, we all have beliefs, whether they're positive or negative, and we have sustaining beliefs, like beliefs that support our life, our happiness, and we have beliefs that are not good for us, but we still have them. And it's the moment to create a positive belief that supports you, that says the universe has got your back. And there's no coincidence. Like, you're here for a reason, and everything will unfold in a good way at the good moment, even when you don't control it. That's what I'm teaching myself. So
Okay, no, it's amazing advice, I think, for everybody, and it's only for to yourself. So yeah, so thanks a lot for sharing this with us.
you're
So once
welcome.
again, this is Jessica from Friendly French Sites. So it was a pleasure having you here today, and I hope to see you soon.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
thank
Jessica.
you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.